This is Clayton Boothe. The Life of Brittany is the name of his talk. He is an ad man. Think like Don Draper without the identity crisis or the womanizing. Clayton is a returning PK. We call it a PK champ, because once you've been up there, your life is changed and everything goes good after that. I heard, yeah, right, over there. He is also a poet. He's a slam poet. He is also an artist. He's an art prize artist. He is finishing his first novel, and so afterwards you need to ask him the name of that novel. But Clinton wants us to know that he wants to spread love, goodwill, harmony, acceptance, and faith through his art, and he's going to tell you about it right now. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Clayton Boothe.
Well, good night or good morning, good evening, whatever, and I'm really excited to see all you guys here tonight, especially some of my friends. I moved up to Ludington not long ago, and it's kind of a homecoming for me. Tonight I want to do This is the Best. This is a poem for my daughter, Brittany. The best she's ever been. Not only words that I say since my daughter slipped away from here for good, balm for my breaking heart, but more, the truth as I perceive it. But more than I can write, conceive it, it's more than I can put into words. Before the cradle, beyond the grave, the sense that everything is okay, exactly as it's supposed to be today. The worst is over. The words were in my head. Brittany will be okay. And I thought it was God that said this to me as I sat on a hospital bed a few feet away from where my daughter was resting for good. The message I completely misunderstood. And yet these are still the truest words that I have ever heard. Not out loud and not spoken in some sacred text, but rather words that were wrapped around my heart and that were squeezing at my chest. This is not the end of us. The best is next, and next, and next. And friends, that is what I believe. Brittany was the best. I'm telling you, she was the best in this life. And yet, the very best for Brittany was yet to come. So tonight I'd like to introduce you to my daughter. As you've already heard, her name is Brittany Boothe. I use that in the present tense, even though we lost Brittany 10 years ago, when she was 17 years old, a senior at East Grand Rapids High School. I mean, that's her, and that's all those pictures are Brittany, okay? I talk about Brittany in the present tense because while she's not here in the room with us in the flesh, she's still very much with me, alive in me. I mean, her joy and her humor and her tremendous energy and enthusiasm, these are things that against all odds, Brittany just exuded these qualities. And shortly after losing her, something became clear to me, and that is my job as her dad here on earth is to share the life of this larger-than-life dynamo. I've spent a lot of the last 10 years doing this in my art and my poetry. I had a art prize exhibit last year, in conversations with just countless people. I've introduced Brittany to all these people that never met her, and to the people who have, I keep reminding them about the gifts that Brittany had and what she is, and so that everybody can share in the life of Brittany. Because I decided a long time ago that is going to be my legacy. Sharing this girl's amazing story, passing along her extraordinary love. I feel that's my duty now. I feel it's like my responsibility, and thank God it's my greatest joy. So meet Brittany Boothe. I mean, as you can see, she's physically stunning, right? I mean, a supermodel in the making. But I'm here to tell you that Brittany was even more beautiful on the inside. She was extremely loving, extraordinarily compassionate, just like the most caring girl you'd ever met. But Brittany was also different in another way. She was epileptic. She had a couple of seizures at school. It scared the hell out of the kids, and she became a very alone child for years, from 5th grade into almost her senior year in high school. It was baffling to her mom and me, heartbreaking for everyone, certainly for Brittany, most of all. Brittany's hardest years were her teenage years, and everybody knows those are the years that demand conformity. You're supposed to be alike, and Brittany was so different. The degree of loneliness and heartbreak that Brittany endured, honestly, it would drive most people to, severe depression and who knows what else. And yeah, Brittany cried. We all did. But even more so, Brittany's response to a cruel world was she gave it back love. I mean, she felt genuine compassion for everyone and anyone. I don't care what they had done to her. I also like to think that Brittany is a model of me and of her wonderful mom, Melissa. I mean, this precious acorn did not fall far from our tree. I've created a lot of things, and I'm not prouder of anything that I had a hand in creating than this girl, and I never will be. Another gift that Brittany gave to both, or God gave to both Brittany and I, is this ability to convey deep feelings in simple words. I didn't realize it at the time, but Brittany's an amazing poet. I'm a good poet. My mom is a great poet. I didn't even grow up with my mom. That's got to be like a genealogy thing. She passed on these poems and pictures I didn't even know about, and her mom compiled them into a book that I have here. And the favorite poem of mine and her, all these had to do with flight for some reason, the pictures and the poems. And this is called How I Fly. I tell you that I can fly. You say that can't be true. And when you ask me how I am able to fly, this is what I say to you. I look at all the simple things and find the beauty that they provide. And then I take my pen to paper. This is how I fly. I mean, wow, don't you love that? I mean, aren't you blown away by this girl? I mean, you haven't even met her, most of you. Most of you hadn't even heard about her for tonight. And I mean, aren't you inspired by her life and her heart and her passions? Aren't you energized by her short, dynamic life? Man, I am. And so for me, the answer is yes, 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 yes. I think hopefully it is for you too, and I'm looking out there and I think it is. So I've loved sharing about Brittany with you tonight and the life of Brittany, and I just ask one thing of you in return, and that is take flight. I mean, put your dreams into motion, get them off the ground. Don't just do it with your words, do it with your deeds. Throw your whole life into it. And when you do, I'm here to tell you, you help me carry on the life of Brittany. Thank you very much.